Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to another ASX Daily Rundown video. A pretty interesting morning. I saw about 20 or 25 announcements that I was either interested or intrigued by, and I really want to pare that down because if I looked at all these 20 25 announcements, probably be talking all night. So I've come up with the top 6 announcements. Originally it was going to be top 5, and then I completely forgot about an announcement that was released after training had finished for the day yesterday on Wednesday, the 17th of April. And I really need to discuss that company because of Telix. Telix Pharmaceuticals released an interesting announcement, and I'm pretty sure the share price has bounced. I'd be surprised if it hasn't bounced today, to be honest with you. I haven't had a look yet. Up 8.53%, so that's understandable. So I just had to include that, and then I couldn't leave out the other 5 companies that are featured or will be featuring in my top 5 announcements of the day. And those 5 companies are MMA Offshore, and I'm going to go on a rant about management of that company. SciDev released their Appendix 4C. Alcidion released their Appendix 4C. So there is a bit of a quarterly flavor to these top 5s. Bellevue Gold released their Appendix 5B. And a company with ticker code GOZ, Growthpoint something, released a profit upgrade. So I think it's a REIT, Growthpoint Properties. Pretty sure it's a REIT. And they released a profit upgrade. Share price up a little bit. And I'm always going to feature profit upgrades in my top 5 list because these are the most important, most powerful types of announcements. So quite a few companies that did not make it into the list include SRG Global, Mount Gibson, Brookside, Dropsuite, Platinum PPS, which is premium, Challenger. I'm pretty sure Challenger has had a good day as well today. Let's have a look. Challenger up 5.5%. They did not quite make it into my list. Phoenix, that's an iron ore, and their quarterly activities report looked pretty good. A few other Phoenix 4Cs that I won't get into. Transurban released a quarterly update. AMP, Australian Ethical Funds, BHP, the largest company on the ASX, released their quarterly activities report today. Drone Shield has gone into a trading halt. They're doing a capital raising, which is understandable because the share price has been on absolute tear. Let's have a look at this company's chart. And this is when management should be doing capital raisings. When the share price has taken off like this, a little bit of a discount, about 28% discount to the 15 5-day VWAP or something like that. No, it wasn't the VWAP. It was the previous day closing price. So about 28% discount to $1.12. Will I participate in this particular capital raising because it is a placement and there is a SPP? I'm not sure yet. And then a few other Appendix 4Cs that I won't discuss, including Acumeta. So what I might do is have a look at some of these Appendix 4Cs later in the video, but I really want to focus on these top 6. And before we have a look at these top 6 announcements of the day, including one that was released yesterday afternoon, let's have a look at how the market has performed today. And it's been a good day, relatively speaking, compared to the American markets. NASDAQ was down 1.24%, Dow Jones 0.12%, and the S&P 500 down 0.58%. But I've seen this on occasion when the NASDAQ is down over 1%, but the Dow Jones is virtually flat. Typically, we have a fairly good day on the Australian markets because the majority of companies in Australia are more like the Dow Jones companies, not like the NASDAQ companies, which are global companies, high growth global companies. Particularly the Magnificent Seven. So don't be surprised that we've had a good day today, even though the NASDAQ was down big. Gold is up, Bitcoin is up, copper's up, having a very quick look, and nickel is down a little bit. Oil is flat, although I thought it was down. Yeah, had a big down day, 3.5% yesterday. Pretty sure some of these others had big down days as well, except gold. Gold is relatively flat. Now, let's have a look at what happened on the market today, and we'll have a look at sectors and indices, and looks like XTX, the technology, has had a good afternoon, just based off that. But overall, most sectors had a pretty good day, including materials. So mining companies had a good day today, up 1.1%. IT had a good day, which is interesting because NASDAQ is like IT, so you'd think IT would have a bad day. So there's a bit of dislocation between what happened on the NASDAQ and what's happening with the technology companies in Australia. Financial is a good day, utility is a good day, and industrials, real estate, energy staples, and discretionary either up by a little bit or flat. Telecommunications down a little bit, but healthcare, hopefully you don't or not prominent healthcare in your portfolio, because that particular sector is down 0.5%. Was that not helped by ResMed? I did hear something about Eli Lilly had some good results in regards to sleep apnea. So let's have a look on this healthcare company. I can't see ResMed here. There it is, down 4%. And Next Science has had another good day. And then they also released another announcement. Anyway, so a fairly good day today on the Australian markets, and I'm not going to look at the indices because we already know that healthcare indices are down, telecommunication indices are down. There's one called communication index or something like that. Let's have a look. I can tell you right now what it's called. Our communication services, XTJ, down 0.25%, and the healthcare sector down 0.53%. And the best sector is 300 metals and mining, materials, resources, and then IT coming in number 4, and ASX banks up in number 5, just before financials. Okay, let's get to the announcements. Starting with Telix Pharmaceuticals, which released an announcement after trading had finished yesterday. Share price up 8.4%. So we already know the market likes this announcement. And since I'm a shareholder of this company, I saw this announcement, business update, and first quarter revenue. I saw it released at 4:07 p.m. So during the closing auction, and that means no closing auction for Telix Pharmaceuticals, because you need less than 10 minutes after a price-sensitive announcement. Is it 10 or 15? I forget. So you need that 10 or 15 minutes before shares are able to be traded again, and that is 3 minutes before the closing auction. So market liked it. I liked it. So not surprised to see the market up. And one of the main things about Telix Pharmaceuticals, it is a growth company, a rapidly growing company. Revenue in this particular quarter up to 175 million Australian dollars, increasing 18% on the previous quarter, not on the previous corresponding period, on the previous quarter. And of course, revenue is generated by, primarily generated by their Illuccix products. And let's see if they have, can't remember if they have yearly updates. There it is. There it is. Full year 2024 outlook and guidance. So they're expecting revenue for financial year 24 to be between 675 and $705 million, which is about a 35 to 40% increase from last year. So again, this is a rapidly growing company, and they probably have to be to stay ahead. And I'd like this company to be more than a one product company. And I think they're heading towards that point. And I do like this company. However, in saying that, this company is beloved by the market. And we know it's beloved by the market because the market cap of this company is $4.5 billion. Yes, $4.5 billion. So let's have a look at the chart for Telix Pharmaceuticals. A pretty nice looking chart. Little bit of selling today, just by looking at this one-day candlestick. Share price got as high as 14.50. So a little bit of selling, which is interesting because the share price was at an all-time high at 14.50. So this is just profit taking. Those who have ridden the train, the Telix Pharmaceuticals train, for a long time, because the weekly chart looks absolutely brilliant. Look at that beautiful weekly chart. This is the chart you want to see if you're a shareholder of the company. And since I'm a shareholder of the company, I like this chart. So I do have some shares in this company, which I will not be selling. This is in my portfolio, my quality portfolio. I wouldn't consider this company to be quality just yet, but I won't be selling shares in this company until they show me things otherwise. Like if maybe a competitor comes on the stage and they usurp Illuccix and Telix Pharmaceuticals is unable to bring another product to market, that's when I will sell. And hopefully I've sold before that actually happens, because that would be bad news for the share price. Anyway, so good news for Telix Pharmaceuticals. So even though the share price has pulled back a little bit today, share price is still up 8.4%. Now on to, we won't talk about MMA Offshore and my rant yet. Let's have a look at Growthpoint Properties. This is REIT, and they released my favorite type of announcement: GOZ upgrades, financial year 24 guidance, and third quarter 24 update. Whenever I see upgrade, I'm going to be interested. If it's not a REIT, this is a REIT, and therefore I'm not interested in this sort of company, this sort of announcement. But I still looked at it because I wanted to be fair to Growthpoint. And to be honest with you, I have no idea what they do. Now, we know they're REIT, so they're in property, but what sort of property do they own or manage or whatever they do? You probably have to delve a little bit deeper, but this is an upgrade. Okay, so financial year 24 funds from operation, FFO, guidance range upgraded to 23 to 23.2 to 23.6 cents per security, previously 22.5 to 23.1. So this is an upgrade. So no surprise to see the share price rally, reaffirmed distribution guidance of 19.3 cents per share. And if you want to have a further closer look at Growthpoint, I implore you to go through this announcement, probably go through some of the other announcements they have released. In particular, have a look at their first half year presentation, perhaps. 53, or maybe their compendium. I've never had a look at this company before, and I'm having a look at something I have never had a look at all. I don't even their compendium. I'm pretty sure the compendium should be a list of their properties. And that's what I'm interested in. What sort of properties does this company have? Who we are. Okay. Well, they own some Dexus Industrial REITs, DXI, valued at 141 million. Okay, here's what I want to see. Top 10 tenants. Woolworths, 12% portfolio income. Australian government, Australian Commonwealth Government, 8%. That's actually the first time the phone has rung when I've done a video. So the first time for everything. Australian Commonwealth Government, New South Wales Government. So some fairly stable tenants right there. Country Road, Linfox, Bank of Queensland, Victoria Government, Bunnings Warehouse, Samsung Electronics, and the ASX Banking Group. And looks like they have a fairly nice diverse group of companies and institutions or organisations. And they've also spread throughout Australia. 35% in Victoria, 25% in New South Wales, and 20% in Queensland. So yeah, interesting company. And it's interesting that they have released a profit upgrade. A REIT releasing a profit upgrade. That's really interesting. Maybe the tide is turning for REIT. Maybe now is the time to be interested about these type of companies. Let's have a look at the chart. This is the weekly chart for, it's close towards the bottom. In fact, the share price is below the COVID-19 lows. Share price high, you can definitely see a bit of resistance at the share price high, because if you just put a line there, you can see share price reach that level, which is about 450 many times, pre-COVID and post-COVID, and share price now is 240. So that could be sort of the high side of what you might expect when good times roll back in for Growthpoint Properties Australia. So profit upgrade for this company. Let's have a look at the daily chart. Just have a look. Still in a downtrend, but I think the downtrend is coming to an end, just based off the fact that we have seen a couple or one higher low, but we have not seen a higher high. So the share price probably in a consolidation phase, but not yet an uptrend. And this is not a breakout. No point in me doing this or going through this process of looking at all these announcements is finding a company that is breaking out. And I think we might find one later in this video, just based off what I think is going to happen. So let's go to Alcidion. So I'm going through, probably after Telix, I'm going down the list by my least favorite announcements to my most favorite announcements, or the one I want to really rant about. So Alcidion, which I got rid of. So Alcidion released their Appendix 4C. I did put out a tweet in regards to this, and the share price up 4.55%. So the market hasn't punished Alcidion, and that's probably fair enough, because I didn't think it was that bad. However, receipts at $10.2 million, not operating cash flow positive just yet, negative by 1.3 million. So they're operating cash flow negative, free cash flow negative. I'm still waiting for this company to reach that inflection point. Also I might even show you if I can find it. Also did a little chart or graph, whatever you want to call it. if this spreadsheet lets me do it, ALC, and it should take me to, there it is. For some reason, this is so slow. Not sure why. So what I'm looking for here is growth in receipts over time, and Alcidion's cash receipts are quite lumpy, and 10.2 is nowhere near the record, which was in the June quarter last year. It's 17.6 million, but not as bad as 6.4 million in the September quarter. So very lumpy receipts, but over time, receipts are increasing, and that's exactly what you want to see. I would prefer there to be less lumpiness. That makes it much more predictable. But one of the things I did like about this particular announcement from Alcidion was in their commentary. Now, just because they mentioned something in the commentary doesn't mean it's going to happen. And this is their last point. Maybe this should have been the first point in the highlights. Expecting positive cash flow for the fourth quarter and the second half. So they sure are expecting some good growth in receipts and or some decrease in spending or costs. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform in the next quarter, because if they're not operating cash flow and free cash flow positive, the share price could be hammered. Also said, is this company becoming interesting value at about 50 or $60 million market cap if they do become operating cash flow and free cash flow positive? So some questions to ask about this company. In saying that, the chart looks absolutely horrible. That's not ACL, that's Australian Clinical Labs. It's ALC. The chart still looks absolutely horrible. This is the daily chart. Still in downtrend, well-defined downtrend, and no end in sight. So even though this was a good announcement, this is not an end to the downtrend for Alcidion, and the low is only 4 cents, and we're not that much above the low. So I can't say this is the end to the downtrend. I can't say the sentiment has changed because I'm not seeing it just in the chart. This company needs to show everyone, the market, their shareholders, that they can become cash flow positive on a consistent basis. They can't just say it in their announcement, in their commentary. They have to prove it to the market. And until they prove it, I think the share price will keep on meandering, possibly go sideways, consolidate, maybe stop moving down, because I think this share price or the market cap of this company is starting to look interesting at about $60 million. All right, so that's Alcidion. So I've talked about Telix, Growthpoint Alliance, whatever it's called, Alcidion, Bellevue Gold. Let's have a look at Bellevue Gold. This was one of my most anticipated companies, and they did release their Appendix 5B, share price up 3%. Interesting trading today. You notice the low for today was $1.71, opened at $1.77, went to a low of $1.71, and has rebounded really well up to $1.96. I wish I was paying attention at that point. So let's just have a look at a quarterly cash flow report. And I was expecting a really good quarter from the company because of something I released recently saying everything like their production's increasing a fair bit, and they were becoming operating cash flow positive, free cash flow positive, that sort of thing. And they proved themselves right. So receipts up to 98.6 million. I'm not going to show any charts for this company because that have only had 2 quarters of cash receipts. Last quarter, it was about 50 million. Now it's 98.6 million. And they were operating cash flow positive by 38.9 million. Now, if you take into account property, plant, and equipment, company was free cash flow positive by 28.1 million. However, they did spend $44.9 million on mine properties in development. I do think you have to take that into account because the company is still burning through cash. They did repay some loans, but they started the quarter with 44.2 million, finished the quarter with 21.5 million. But things are looking quite positive for the company. If you didn't have a look at my video on this company, I am quite bullish on this company. And one of the reasons I'm bullish is because of management. Management have a bit of a Northern Star flavor, and I like that. I do like that background in quite a few of the management in this company. And the chart looks pretty good as well. I think even today's candlestick will look pretty bullish. Yeah. So share price has been in an uptrend for quite a while. And today, let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. You can see, maybe you have the 1-minute chart. Yeah, 1-minute chart. It's probably enough trading it. And you can see why you should never, maybe not never, but be very wary about selling on open if you think an announcement is bad. because sometimes it may not be as bad as you think. So share price hit its low during the first minute of trading, down to a low of $1.71. In fact, the low was in the second minute of trading. Sorry, I got that wrong. In the second minute of trading, we saw the low hit. Share price rebounded almost immediately. Within the next 5 minutes, share price back up to $1.88, and share price kept on increasing. And now the share price is up about 3% from when it opened. Not opened, from when it closed yesterday. And from when it opened, share price is up about, what's that, 23 cents? So up about 13, 14%. Yes, 13 to 14% from when it's open. So those who sold on open are now kicking themselves, saying, what did I do? And hopefully they learned a lesson. So overall, the chart looks pretty good. The report looks pretty good. I have no complaints with it. I wish I was just following the share price movement in the first few minutes, but I completely missed it. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So that's Bellevue Gold. I did even have a look at their quarterly activity report. I'm just focused on cash flow and that sort of thing. And now let's have a look. So we have two more to go through. SciDev and MMA Offshore. Let's have a look at SciDev. No, let's have a look at MMA Offshore. Ticker code, it's not MMA because that's Maronan Minerals or something. Maronan Metals. MRM is MMA Offshore. Okay, so share price up 2.3%. Share price could have been up 30%, maybe not 30%. Share price could have been up 20% today if it wasn't for the stupid management. They released a trading update. So why am I saying that? If you haven't been following what's happening with this company, share price has been in a beautiful uptrend. And then a few weeks ago, the management said, oh, there's this other company that wants to buy us out for $2.60. Not much of a premium from where the share price is now. This company keeps, releasing trading updates, profit upgrades, but we want to sell at this price. We don't want to upgrade. We don't want to increase the takeover bid. No. Why would we want to do that? Why? Why would we want to do that? No. We want to say we unanimously recommend that MMA Offshore shareholders vote in favour of the scheme arrangement with Scion at a share price of $2.60. I can tell you right now, the shareholders of this company are not happy with the management of MMA Offshore. This is a lowball offer, and I'm surprised that they would not think this is a lowball offer, and I don't understand why they're unanimously recommending that shareholders vote for this particular scheme arrangement. I am trading this company, so I'm not a long-term holder of this company. I have been trading it for the last few years. I don't care about the future of this company, and I can completely understand why shareholders are absolutely disappointed, and in fact, I'd say even disgusted with management of this company. And to top it off, they've released a trading update, a positive trading update at that. This looks pretty good, and that's why I think the share price would have popped up significantly on open. Another really good trading update from the company. They've also released some earnings guidance for financial year 24. Underlying EBITDA expected to be between 136, 142 million. EBIT expected to be in the range between 86 and 92. And even the wording in this, the language, really positive from management. And then right at the bottom, they mentioned the takeover and saying, we continue to unanimously recommend that MMA Offshore shareholders vote in favour of the scheme arrangement, even though the takeover bid is less or lower than what the share price is now. So the market is saying they think this takeover bid won't go through. The shareholders will vote unanimously against this takeover bid. That's what the market is saying now. And I do know there are some large shareholders absolutely disgusted with the management. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the management turfed out because the board turfed out because of this really low ball takeover bid from this other company. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the things that entice management to say, hey, we should accept this takeover bid is they have been given incentives from this other company that's taken them over. And the management of a company should be doing things that are beneficial for the shareholders, not themselves. Now, I'm just speculating, but there's no other reason I could fathom why they would have accepted this takeover bid, this lowball takeover bid. And the market agrees with me. Share price now 266. And again, that's 6 cents higher than the takeover bid. So the market's saying, nah, this is not going to happen. We're not happy. We are not happy at all. And if I was a shareholder, a long-term shareholder of this company, I would be furious with management right now. I would be scathing of management. I'd be calling them up saying, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? You should be looking after the shareholders, not yourselves. Okay, rant over. in regards to MMA Offshore. A good trading update from the company. I didn't even go through most of the trading update. It was a good one. Okay, so the announcement of the day has to belong with SciDev, and the market has responded likewise, I would think, up 28.3%, which is understandable, and I think the company could still be quite cheap. And they released their Appendix 4C today. And let's have a look at it. In fact, let's have a look at it. We'll have a look at the... so what I usually do is I skip all the commentary. I go straight, and I am a shareholder of this company, so I am a little bit biased. And I've been a shareholder of this company for a long, long time. We'll have a look at this little table in a second. That's revenue. So you'll notice that revenue and receipts are a little bit different. So they have about $29.1 million of revenue. And let's have a look at this particular Appendix 4C. Why is the market buying up shares in this company? So receipts up to $31.3 million, and the company was operating cash flow positive by $3.8 million and free cash flow positive by about $3.5 million. This is 1 quarter, just 1 quarter. And nothing else to dislike about this announcement. No debt. I don't think they have debt. No debt. And no point doing Section 8. And yeah, so this was a really good Appendix 4C. And if you have a look at the cash receipts history for this company, again, this is going to be really slow for me. And here it is, cash receipts history. It's a bit small, so let's increase the size. This is exactly what I want to see as a shareholder. Cash receipts climbing through time. Just like Alcidion, there is a bit of lumpiness here, but this was a record quarter for the company, and it's just like a straight line up. Some quarters are down a little bit, some quarters are higher than the average, but this is exactly what you want to see for a company. They're in the right space, everything's going right, and the market cap for this company is only about 50. Actually, it's probably higher now because it's up. Was it 28%? So if you go back to this SDV, the market cap currently is 62.6 million. It was significantly higher before because it was share price almost got to $1, I think, in the past. Now let's have a look at the chart. And why is this announcement number one? Why is this the top announcement of the day? So it's a good announcement. Share price has reacted positively. But what am I looking for? I'm looking for breakouts or potential breakouts. So what do we have here with SciDev? Oh, look at it. Look, potential breakout. So for a potential breakout, I'm looking for positive financial news, share price at least a 6-month high on higher volume. And that's what we've got today. Share price at 33 cents. And that's trading view, which is 20 minutes delayed. Now it's at 34 cents. So it's probably moving to between 33 and 34 cents. So it's at 30, we'll say 33 cents, but still, last time share price was 33 cents was back in July of last year. So we're talking about at least a 6-month high. High volume coming through today, highest volume we've seen since April, May of last year. And again, positive financial news. And maybe the market was a little bit abreast of these good numbers from SciDev. Share price has been rolling. It's moved from 22 cents up to 33 cents. Share price has increased 50% in the last few weeks. Loose lips, maybe. But this is a potential breakout. I'm not going to say it is a breakout, just a potential breakout on the back of a really good Appendix 4C from the company. I'd like to see the company release a really good Appendix 4C for the June quarter and then for September quarter. I just want to see this momentum continuing so they can be profitable on a half-yearly and yearly basis. Okay. So that's the top 5 or 6 announcements of the day. Let's have a look at some of the other Appendix 4Cs fairly quickly. A few were released today. That's not what I want to look at. Genesis Minerals, that's activities report. Tieto Minerals. This company is cash flow positive. I know nothing about this company. It has a market cap of 734.4 million. I have no idea what this company does, but they are a mining company and they are operating cash flow positive with receipts of about 128 million. The other companies on this list, not so much. But yeah, have a look at Tieto Minerals, ticker TIE. I'm going to see if it's in one of my watch lists. Maybe gold. Maybe it's a gold. Okay, it is gold. By looking at this, there is a takeover bid for this company. This is sort of the hallmarks of a takeover bid. See the share price just going sideways for a long period of time. So I would say there is a takeover bid for this company. Let's confirm that. Announcement. I have a feeling there is now. Yeah, there is. There is a takeover bid. Response to revised takeover offer from or by Xiaojin, and I have a feeling they've said no. The management said no. I have a feeling. And we can confirm that feeling by maybe we need more time than 3 months, 1 year. The very fact that they've changed the takeover bid. Okay, response to Xiao Jin takeover offer, November last year. Tieto produces over 12,000 ounces of gold in October. And yep, Tieto's board of directors unanimously recommends that shareholders do not accept the offer. I wish MMA Offshore would have done the same thing. Yeah, MMA Offshore should have definitely done the same thing. Okay, let's have a look at the Appendix 4Cs that have been released today. Fair few, don't really want to talk about. Let's see if there's any released after I did my video yesterday. No. So Telix Digital, don't care. I think share price or markup that company's low. Xpon Technologies, a company I do follow not that closely. A markup of $5 million, but receipts going nowhere. Hydrix, receipts going nowhere. I haven't looked at Reed Cloud. So that's one I have to have a look at. Share price up 33%. There you go. So I completely missed Reed Cloud. All right. So let's have a look at Reed Cloud. Receipts to customers, 5.2 million. Okay. So possibly this company should have been in my top 6. 5.2 million. Operating cash flow positive, 1.9 million. Now, this company could be quite seasonal based off the receipts in the last 2 quarters. So let's have a look at RCL. And this is something I'm doing in real time. You can see how I do this. RCL. I'm going to have to move SciDev down. So what was the receipts? So on the last few days of the month, what I do is I have 2 screens. So I can open up the Appendix 4Cs and 5Bs, and then I can just immediately input the numbers. So 5.216. You might be saying, why do I just focus on receipts? 5216. Where is it? Because I focus on receipts because I want to find companies that are able to grow their receipts and revenue over time. And ReedCloud's doing it just based off this. This was the best quarter. Just based off April's, they do see a spike in receipts in April. So April 2022, 3.6 million. April 2023, 3.6 million. And then receipts go down. So this should not be a surprise to shareholders or the market that this company sees really good receipts. But a really good increase in receipts from last April to this April. So ReedCloud, I'm pretty sure, I would say the trend is not good yet. The trend has not been good for ReedCloud, and this is the first signs of maybe a shift in sentiment for this company, just based off this particular Appendix 4C. So I do have it in my Appendix 4C and Education Employment watch list. So there you go. So I did miss one today. Acumentis, up 3.75%. That company is also operating cash flow positive, but receipts are not growing through time. And Terrace Technologies, markup like $300 million. Sorry, $445 million. They have virtually no cash receipts, $1 million cash receipts. And the thing I don't like about this company is just their history. So I started following this company when they were named Allied Health in 2011 or 12. Then they changed the name to Ademis. Then they changed the name to Terrace Technologies. And back then, they were burning through cash like nothing else. And they're still doing it. They've changed the whole business model, I think. And they've got a group of new investors to come in and think this is a great company. But still, burning through massive amount of cash, $22 million operating cash flow negative just in a quarter. Just in 1 quarter. So I'm sticking well away from this company, and massive market cap and still burning through cash. They have not proved their story yet. This is just a story stock at this point in time. And I don't even care about the chart. Let's have a look at the chart. I haven't looked at the chart for a while. And yeah, chart, yeah, nothing. I don't understand why people are falling for this story again. It's been through This company's been through this 3 times in the past 12 or so years. Just changing the story, coming up with a new group of investors who love the story, and then the share price goes up, valuation goes up, and they burn through heaps and heaps of cash. They lose favor with the shareholders, share price takes a massive plunge, and then they move on to the next story. It's been working time and time again, but they need to prove it. Okay, and I'm going to have a look at charts. I have no idea what to look at. I've looked at quite a few charts today. So let's have a look at AGL. No, I looked at AGL yesterday. Let's have a look at my short-term portfolio. ServiceStream has done really well. Let's start with ServiceStream. Okay, so I want to sell ServiceStream if it gets below $1.20. And I really want to take profits with this company to get my 50%. I don't think this is a high-quality company, but I don't have any reason to sell just yet. And share price today has gone to a long-term high. Otherwise, few companies down, few companies up. Yeah, nothing else here that I really want to check out. So, yeah, maybe ZIP. Let's have a look at ZIP. I've looked at ZIP a lot because this is really interesting. The share price does look pretty ugly now, or the chart looks pretty ugly now. 3 big Dow days in a row. Let's have a look at the 1-minute chart. Oh, it started to look good today. Yeah, it started to look really good. So I did put an uptrend. That was at the end of trading yesterday. So I did put an uptrend. And I was thinking, if I was a day trader, I would have bought $1.14. And if I was just following the uptrend, I would have sold at $1.18. So a nice little profit there. That's when the uptrend was broken. There it is. You can see it break right there. But I'll get rid of the ribbons so you can see it a little bit better. I'll get rid of the EMA. And you can see the uptrend broken at 11:28 this morning. So if I was a day trader, that's when I would have taken profits, small profits, but I would have had a fair bit in there if I was trading it. And the share price has gone down from there, down to $1.14.5. ZIP, just to see the current share price. Yeah. Share price reached a high of $1.21 today. So a fair bit of selling coming in. Yeah. So unfortunately, it looks fairly bearish for ZIP. That's all I've got for today's ASX Daily Rundown video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, just leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for the video. Have a good day. Bye.